Welcome to McMahon Stadium here on a fine Sunday afternoon. Nothing?
Should be working again.
Good afternoon. Welcome to McMahon Stadium. Check, check, check. Nothing? I can now hear it on the mic or on the earphones where I couldn't before.
So that's like you hear yourself being repeated.
I did.
So now it just echoed. It just said good afternoon. Yes, it must be on delay, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's working.
So also you'll hear yourself. So we're good.
Good afternoon, football fans. Here we are live at McMahon Stadium on this bright Sunday afternoon for a little Prairie Junior Football Conference playoff action today. Calgary Colts hosting the Edmonton Huskies in a semifinal in the Prairie Junior Football Conference. Should be a good game as the Colts finishing second this year, having an outstanding first half of the season, winning 7 football games before dropping their last 2. So the Colts kind of limped into the playoffs, had first place virtually sewn up until those 2 losses occurred in the last 2 weeks. Last week losing to the Huskies, Edmonton coming on strong, so this shapes up as a classic semifinal here in the Prairie Junior Football Conference. National anthem complete, coin toss done. Huskies will kick the football off in their, once again, a perfect afternoon for football. A slight breeze, temperatures about 8 Celsius, but it's sunny. No precipitation expected today, so weather should not be a factor in this football game. Colts to get the ball first here. Number 25 is Luca Capelli. He's the kicker for the Huskies. He tees it up, and we're ready to go with a little playoff action. Canadian junior football. Kick goes down to the 15-yard line. He hammers it out to the 30. That's number 12, Richard Sindani, one of the Colts wideouts, having a great season at receiver. He picks up that kick, takes it back 20 yards. Ball's going to be scrimmaged on the Colt 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Calgary Colts. Quarterbacking the Colts is Duncan Little, number 10, going under center. Little's first pass, he gets some heat, and he's going to be caught in the backfield. Huskies bring some pressure. Number 49, Bruce Lee. They collapsed the pocket on that play as Little looked up, couldn't find a receiver, and he was crushed. Loses about 8 yards, so not a good start for this Colts offense. As they come out, 2nd down, 17. This time, Little's back in shotgun, empties the backfield, fires the ball. He's got a receiver deep, and it's caught, and it's number 12, Sandini, right at midfield. Sandini just on the seam there. He gets the first down and more. That's a 35-yard gain. Duncan Little to Richard Sindani. Sindani just ran a post or a quick seam route. Caught the Huskies in a zone, and Little put it on the money. First down, Calgary Colts right at center field. Little takes a snap. That play looked a little messed up as he tried to hand the ball off. And he does eventually hand it off to Minchell, 21, Dylan Minchell. Minchell picks up 6. The timing out a little bit on that play, but still a positive yardage play on first down for the Colts. Dylan Minchell having an outstanding season as well from the tailback spot for the Colts. Here they are, 2nd and 4 in Husky territory. Little back to throw. He throws a flag route deep, up, and it's knocked down on the Husky 25, incomplete. Back defending there for the Edmonton Huskies is number 24. I'm going to check that. Gaetano Minto, defensive back. Minto, 24, breaks that little pass up. As the Colts go for a longer throw on 2nd and 4. And the punt team comes out now as it's 3rd down. They're going to fake. Looking to run, and he's going to get close to the first down. Oh, I think he's going to be a little bit short. The kicker, Fabian, he rolled out to his right, looked like he was going to throw, then tucked it and ran. Got close to the first down marker. So the Calgary Colts fake a punt on 3rd and 4, and the Huskies stop them short of the first down. So Colts look like they're out to surprise a little bit today. as they pull a fake punt on their first attempt there. Decide that their defense is going to come out and see what they can do. Huskies 1st and 10. Pass is complete from quarterback Brad Landhart. He finds slot Connor McKell, 89. It's a pickup of 11, and that's a Husky first down. So Edmonton's offense wasting no time as they take advantage of that turnover on downs. And here they are, 1st and 10. Handoff to the right side of the Colts line. No room there for Jimmy Airy, 32. He's met by the heart of the Colts defense. Jamin Pelly and Mike Bright are out there to put the stop to the Husky running back. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11, Edmonton. Ball's nudging the 52 of the Calgary Colts. Shotgun now. Landhart back to throw. Looking down the middle. Way overthrown. A penalty flag drops down on the 45. Landhart was trying to hit a quick seam route there. Ball was overthrown. Probably a pass interference call. Most likely, and it is. Indication there from the official. Calgary Colts called on the pass interference. That's going to advance the football and keep this Husky drive alive. Brad Landhart at quarterback for the Huskies. And they're certainly not afraid to put the ball in the air. This time they hand it off. Straight off tackle. It's Jimmy Airy, 32. He has a pickup of about 7. And Huskies pushing the ball into Colts territory. 2nd and 2 on the 37. Landhart once again in gun. Hands it to Airy. That's his favorite ball carrier on this series anyways. No room that time. Calgary Colts D-line there. Chris Schwartz. And Jamin Pelly as well. They stop Airy, and he just crams it ahead on the quarterback sneak. He should be close. He's tossed back there at the end of the play. Justin Sambu, 99, grabbed Landhart and ragdolled him. But after forward momentum, Huskies should have enough for the first down. It's going to be close. And the referees are going to measure this one. It's that close. Landhart just put his head down and tried to bury it over right tackle. And he got an initial surge before being tossed back. It's super close, but it is enough by inches. The Huskies do advance the ball as it's nudging the 35-yard line of the Calgary Colts. 1st and 10, Edmonton. And out they come. Landhart breaks the troops. He's got 4 receivers to the left. Fakes the handoff. And he chucks it over the head. Over the head there of number 9, the intended receiver. That's Connor Bergerson. Landhart just off the mark there with that throw. 2nd and 10, Edmonton. They look to the sidelines to get the call in. Running that no-huddle offense that the Huskies do run. Landhart now. He's got a man in motion across. Looks down the middle. Fires, finds a man complete. Down to the 21 of the Calgary Colts. That is 85. Is Darian Grimolowski. Grimolowski just running a crossing route there, and he snags the pass. It's a pickup of 15. Huskies on the march. 1st and 10 on the Colt 20. Landhart once again in gun. Hands the ball off to Airy. Straight up the middle. He's got a gain of 8 yards getting to the second level of that Colts defense. Is Airy, number 32. And a real positive drive here by the Edmonton Huskies after taking over the football on their own 45. They are in the red zone, 2nd and 2. Once again, it's a faked area this time. They try the short look in, a little curl pattern to 32. It is incomplete. And this time the Huskies will try the field goal. As the Colt defense bends, but they don't break on that series. It is 3rd and 2. Colts faking a punt on their 3rd and 4. Maybe the Huskies have something on the go here. It'll be a 19-yard attempt. They will kick it. And it is good as the Huskies get on the board first. Luca Capelli, the kicker, fires that 19-yard field goal up and through the posts. So the Huskies draw first blood in this semifinal game. 3-0 Edmonton. 8:20 left in the first quarter. Calgary Colts taking the football after that field goal attempt on their own 35. Duncan Little at quarterback. They're going to hand the ball to Xavier Ramsey on first down. That 1-2 punch. This time they're going to throw. They empty it. 6 receivers. Little's back. He's got a man in the flat. He throws. It's complete. But it will not be enough for a first down as Edmonton converges on the play. It was Dallas Burke, 17, on the receiving end of that little pass. But the Huskies defense converged 3 tacklers in there to keep Burke from first down yardage. So it's 2 and out for the Colts as the punt unit comes on. Last time they faked it. They're not going to do anything of the sort this time. It's a high kick down to the 30. So Huskies in decent field position as the Colts fail to muster a first down on their second offensive series. And that's got to be a little troubling considering the way they've moved the ball this year. But lots of football left to be played. And the Huskies come out. It's 1st and 10. They're going to be on their own 40. As Lanhart fumbles the snap, picks it up, fires it out to Airy. Airy has a pickup of 7, a late flag in on the play. Austin Daisy, as well as Colton Burr, in on the stop there. Flag came well after the tackle, so it's probably a rough play of some sort. It looks to be against the Huskies as they're talking to Calgary. Today's head referee is Mike Siona. The officials crew always doing a good job in the Prairie Junior Football Conference. And they sorted out the penalty is against the Huskies. They're going to be 2nd and 20 after the yards are marched off. Lanhart has 4 receivers to the right. He's back to throw. He's going to decide to run. He's caught in the backfield by big number 96. That's Jamin Pelly. He got a big mitt on Lanhart, and he wouldn't let go, and he drags him down for the loss. So the Colt defense comes up big there as the Huskies lose yardage on that possession. They started on their own situation, and Luca Capelli is out to kick the football away. I think Edmonton was short a player on their special team, so they took the time count violation in order to get that 12th man on the field. And that was exactly the issue, as they now have 12 on. And Capelli's going to stand on his own 7, waiting the snap to kick this one away. 3-0 Huskies. Colts back to retrieve this punt right at midfield. It's Dylan Schrott. He's going to go wide. He's down to the Husky 44-yard line. He goes across field. He ran about 55 yards all the way across the field on that return, trying to catch the corner on the Huskies. And he runs out of space just in front of the Husky bench at the 44. But a nice return nonetheless, as the Colts will be in Husky territory to start this drive. 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. Little at quarterback comes out. He's got Ramsey at tailback. They go trips to the right. Here's Little looking for a little hitch screen. He's hit as he throws the football. And there is a penalty flag on the play. The ball sailed on Little out of bounds, incomplete. And number 75 of the Huskies, Drake Kramer, drilled Little as he released that football. It is roughing the passer against the Edmonton Huskies. So that's going to be a big penalty. A 15-yard variety. It's going to march it down to the 28-yard line of the Huskies. So we'll see if the Colts can take advantage of that mistake by the Edmonton Huskies. Now Calgary. Little hands the ball to Dylan Minchell, 21. He's straight up the gut. That one's well blocked by that O-line of the Calgary Colts. Picks up 5 yards. And it's 2nd and 5. Personnel changes for the Colts here as Ramsey comes out. Little in shotgun again. 3 receivers to the right side of the field. Little fires the hitch screen. It's complete. Jesse Kuntz, number 19. He doesn't make the first down as Daniel Logele, number 4 of the Edmonton Huskies, was in on coverage. And as soon as that ball was caught, he was up to make the stop. So the Colts can't convert the first down yardage necessary, and they're going to try a 27-yard field goal on 3rd and 3. Snap's good, pins down, and it is up and through the uprights. Stephen Fabian pounds a 27-yarder through, and the Colts even the score at 3 apiece. Calgary 3, Huskies 3. Late in the first quarter of this football game. So as you would expect thus far, both teams coming in with similar records. Calgary finishing in 2nd place, 7-2. Huskies 6-3, finishing in 3rd place. Pretty evenly matched football teams, and they're showing that thus far here in the first quarter of a 3-3 ball game. Lanhart now brings his Husky 32. And this time it's on the Calgary Colts. Unnecessary roughness charged on the Colts. So as the Huskies committed a big penalty on their last series on defense, Calgary takes a major 15-yarder. And Huskies are 1st and 10. They're out to their own 50 now. Lanhart in shotgun. He hitch fakes and throws. The receiver slipped down there. Ball was intended for 85 of the Huskies. That's Grimolowski. Looked like he ran a curl route, stopped, and just slipped right at the center stripe at midfield. And then, of course, the ball was fired and then was over his head. So it's 2nd and 10, Edmonton. Lanhart. He fakes the handoff. He's still got the ball. It's an excellent fake. Definitely fooled me. It looked like he'd given the ball to Airy, but he did not. He rolls out to his right, tucks it under his arm, and he should have first down yardage. Now it appears they're marking it just short of the first down marker on the Calgary 51-yard line. And yes, that is where the spot is. So it'll be Edmonton 3rd and 1. They are not punting. Huskies are in it to win it today as they gamble for the second time in the first quarter, or it appears they're going to gamble. Now they're going to talk about it. There's a timeout on the play. And Calgary Colts want to reset the defense as they call the timeout there before the Huskies could get the play off. Pretty good football game thus far in the Prairie Junior Football Conference. Winner of this game will play the winner of the Saskatoon Hilltops and the Regina Thunder game, which is the other semifinal going on in Canada Prairie Junior Football action. And that game will happen next week, depending, of course, on who wins. Should the Hilltops win, that game will be in Saskatoon. If Regina wins, that game could be here or even in Edmonton. 3rd and 1, Lanhart comes out, quarterback sneaks straight ahead. Big pile up. Ball may have come out. Calgary's showing that they've recovered the football, but no indication from the referees. Lanhart should have had enough for the first down on the quarterback sneak, and it just depends when the whistle was. It looks like.
You're live. Feed froze, so just tell them back.
We're having some technical issues with our video portion of this broadcast, so we will be back shortly and get that back up online. It's 3-3 Calgary and Edmonton. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first yard line. Little hands the ball to Ramsey. He darts out to the Husky 54-yard line. That's a 6-yard run there. He's brought down on the play by Troy Hansen. So Ramsey's pretty shifty. He finds a crack and he just accelerates. He's got a different gear and he can just kick it ahead as he does there. They're going to go back to Ramsey again. He's off tackle again. First down, Calgary picks up 6 yards. Aaron Chabello tackling Ramsey. So two successive carries to Xavier Ramsey, number 1 of the Colts. Excuse me. And he picks up 13 total on those 2 carries. 1st and 10 Calgary as they stay with the running game. 1-2 punch. Dylan Minchell this time gets the call. Minchell a little bit stockier than Ramsey, a little bit more of a power back. And he's got close to 9 yards on that first down carry. So Calgary deciding to exercise their muscle a little bit and run the football down the throat of the Huskies. And with some success here, Minchell gets the call again. He should be close to first down yardage. That time, Jansen Brown steps up from his linebacker spot to put the brakes on Minchell. And he does hold him short of a first down. Well, they're going to measure. That's our 3rd measurement today, as it's been a tight a game of inches, as we say, and they're going to measure this one to see if the Colts have picked up enough for the first down. real close, but it will be third down and maybe the length of the football to advance it. So Calgary doesn't hesitate, leaving the offense out on the field. It's a third and less than one on the Husky 37. And it is a quarterback sneak. Straight ahead for the first down. And that was Bailey Wasdell, number 4, coming in for the short yardage play. Wasdell just buries his head, and he picks up the first down. Little back at quarterback. He's in the shotgun, hands it off to Minshall. Hard running by Dylan Minshall, dragging a couple Husky defenders out to the Husky 25-yard line. And he's close to a first down again, pickup of 9. So Dylan Minshall's doing some tough sledding. Off tackle that time as Colts stay with the run game. 6 successive run plays here, and they're going to run it again. Minshall, this time he fumbles the football, and Little jumps on it. Lucky for Calgary to get that football back as number 36, Darian Nitty, put his helmet right on the football as Minshall took the handoff. It would have been a loss of 1 or 2, but the ball squirts loose, and Little heads up from the quarterback spot to jump on the football. So the Colts at least regain possession. And they'll be third down from the Husky 35 as the first quarter ends. And our game is deadlocked 3-3 at the end of 1. So Calgary Colts likely to try a field goal attempt here as we come back for the second quarter. You're watching Prairie Junior Football Conference action from Calgary. And we are back. If you're just picking up action here, welcome back. And maybe you're just tuning in. This is Prairie Junior Football Conference action. We're coming at you live from McMahon Stadium in Calgary on this sunny Sunday afternoon, late fall, and we're into football playoff season. A very exciting time of year. And a good year for Calgary football all around. Stampeders winning on Friday night and looking for that record in CFL action. Dinos come up a little bit short yesterday in Canada West action as the U of S Huskies beat the Dinos here at McMahon yesterday afternoon. And the Calgary Colts in action this afternoon had one of their better seasons on record, rolling to a 7-0 start, and then dropping their last 2, but still finishing in a solid second place in the tight Prairie Junior Football Conference, which is always competitive. And that brings us to today. Here we are, semifinal game, 3-3, and the first quarter has just ended. Calgary's in a third down situation right now, and they're going to need 10 for a first down, so they've got the field goal unit out. It's going to be a 42-yard attempt for the Colts. Very makeable field goal for Stephen Fabian, as he's got more than enough leg to make this kick. A slight breeze behind him too, that won't hurt him. Back deep is Brant Berzik, 22, to return this one. The pin is down. It's up. It's a good, solid kick, but it is wide to the right, and it bounces through the end zone there for the single point. So I think Fabian had enough leg. He had the distance, but he just pulled it a little bit to the left there. And Calgary will pick up a single on that series. So Calgary establishing the run a little bit there at the end of the first quarter, as Ramsey and Minchell were a 1-2 punch as they were given the football in virtually every down on that series with success. But they end up with only a single to show for it as the Huskies come out now, and they're going to set up shop on their own 35-yard line. And the Huskies call a timeout there. They're going to want to talk about this. I don't know if it was a personnel problem. A strange time to burn a timeout right after a missed field goal attempt, but nevertheless, it is a Husky timeout.
Try and get the Hilltop score. Hilltop's trying to jack up our roll.
So we are back live here. Colts 4, Huskies 3. Second quarter just started here. Matt Lanhard at quarterback for the Huskies. He's going to fake the handoff, drops back to throw. He's going to run, and he's wrapped up there by Chris Pete Schwartz, number 94, defensive tackle of the Calgary Colts, as Landhart was flushed out of the pocket there, couldn't find a receiver, and Pete Schwartz drags him down. A penalty flag down on the play. And the Huskies holding. That'll definitely help the Calgary defense as that ball goes back to the 25-yard line now. First down repeated and 20 to go. Brad Lanhart, shotgun. A little shovel pass to Brant Berzik, 22. A misdirection play. It was a little bit slow developing there. And Calgary Colts picked up that shovel pass quickly there as Austin Daisy slid over from his linebacker spot to put the brakes on Berzik, number 22. But there was nylon down on the field, and this time it's the Colts guilty of the infraction. Football's moved out to the 46-yard line of the Huskies. And guess what? It's 1st and 10 Edmonton. It's Brad Lanhart back to throw. He's got some pressure, fires the ball out to the sideline. A sensational. He stacked up at midfield, short of the first down marker. Austin Daisy and Colton Burr, as well as Evan Mann there for the Calgary Colts. Another penalty. 3 plays and 3 penalties on this series. Looks to be against the Huskies as the Colts send out the punt return unit, and the Huskies, their punt team. It's 3rd down and 2. Ball in the Husky 54, and they come out in punt formation here. It's a nice high kick taken by number 15 of the Calgary Colts. That's Noah Williams. And Williams dances around a little bit and then puts his head down and brings it out to the 23-yard line. A little field position battle going on right now as the Huskies try to pin the Colts deep in their own end. They're at the 23 as Little breaks the huddle. Shotgun, he's going to throw, looks down the middle. Behind the intended receiver, Evan Mann, number 2. Mann running a post pattern from the slot back position there. Throw was high. So last series, Colts keep it on the ground. This time they come out chucking. And it looks like they're going to be throwing again here as an empty backfield. Little takes the snap. He does fire it up, looking for number 7 there on a seam pattern. That's Dylan Schrott. And good coverage there on the play by the Huskies. No flag. Colts looking for a pass interference call, but it wasn't there. Not meant to be on that play. And the Huskies hold Calgary 2-0.
It's 14-0 for the Hilltops after the first quarter. It's awesome too.
Calgary punting. It's a good high kick bouncing down to the Husky 35. Berzik picks it up there, number 22. And he's tackled late. That was a mistake by the Calgary return team. Berzik was out of bounds by 4 or 5 yards, and then he got tackled by the Colts. So not a smart play there. They're going to tack 15 onto that one. So instead of the 45, they're going to be into Calgary Colt territory after the penalty. So a little mental mistake there by the cover team of the Calgary Colts. And that unnecessary roughness is going to bring the football down to the Colt 50. 1st and 10 Huskies. Brad Landhart at quarterback. Hands the ball off to Berzik. Brant Berzik, return specialist and running back for the Huskies. Picks up 3 yards. Huskies running that no huddle. They show a bunch formation this time. Quads to the left. Landhart finds number 80 complete. Close to first down yardage. That's Dylan Stanton. Stanton running that crossing route. That was a nice design there by the Huskies. And he's close to the first down sticks. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And we've had how many of those this afternoon thus far in this game? It's 3rd and inches. And once again, quarterback sneak. Huskies first down after that successful 1-yard plunge. This time Landhart's going to throw, looking for a receiver, dumps it off, chucks it down to Berzik, number 22. And he's down to the Colt 29-yard line before being tackled by Colton Burr. So Brad Landhart looking deep on that play. Couldn't find anybody. Checks it down to Berzik, number 22. And he does some damage, picks up 9 yards. 2nd and 1, handoff once again to Burzik. He's got a first down, met in the hole by Colton Burr, who pushes him back a couple yards, but his forward progress is enough for the Husky first down. Edmonton
But Huskies having some success moving the football their last two series. So once again, they get down 1st and 10 on the Colt 35. It's Jimmy Airy again off left tackle. Flags fly on this play. It's Niedermeyer once again. Penalty appears to be against the Huskies as they're marching off the yardage. It is. It's going to go back to the 45-yard line, 44-yard line of the Calgary Colts. 1st and 20 for the Huskies. Once again, a penalty-filled affair here as we get down late in the second half, 3:40 left. This time Lanhart fires the ball incomplete. He had Jimmy Airy, his running back, in the flat. The ball was low, and Airy unable to come up with it, trying to dig that football off of his shoestrings. But it is incomplete. 2nd down for Edmonton. 20 yards to go for the Huskies. Lanhart empties the backfield. He's the deep throw down the middle. It's caught. Number 87 is Chris Edmond, wide out. He runs a deep curl. That's a good throw by Lanhart. Tackled as soon as he's caught the football there by Catelier and Niedermeyer. He picks up about 16 yards of the necessary 20. And the Huskies are 3rd and 4. Make it 5. They're going to go for it. No field goal attempt here by Edmonton. Lanhart's back to throw on 3rd down. Ball's batted down. It goes back to Lanhart. There was a strange play, but the Colts stop him. Lanhart fires the football. It was tipped in the air, and then he caught his own pass. And he's tackled. Now there's a flag down on the play away from the point where Lanhart threw the football. So it may be against Calgary, and it is. And that's going to sustain this Calgary drive. Now, Colts are claiming that the ball was tipped, which it was, and that would negate the pass interference call. But the referees are having no part of that, and the flag will stand. There's no challenges, of course, in the Prairie Junior Football League in amateur football. So by virtue of that penalty, Edmonton will sustain the drive. It would have been Colts football. The result of the play was a 2-yard gain, and they needed 5. It would have been Colts football, a turnover on downs. Nevertheless, it is Edmonton football, and it's 1st and 10, and they're going to be on the Colt 20. As Edmonton threatens here with 2:30 left in the second quarter. Lanhart takes a snap straight up the middle. He's got room. Jimmy Airy down to the 6-yard line. Picks up 12 yards straight up the gut of the Calgary Colts defense. Huskies knocking on the door here down to the 6. 1st down and goal. This time he fakes it, swings it out in the flat. Pass is complete, and it's Connor Bergerson, number 9. Tackled by Niedermeyer. He picks up 3, and it'll be 2nd down and goal for the Edmonton Huskies from the Colt 3-yard line. This time they go under center. The handoff there is to Airy. He's pushing down close to the goal line. and stacked up there at about the 1 yard line. Justin Sambu and Chris Pete Schwartz hold the line. Ball is spotted on the 1. 3rd down and goal. Huskies. Hand off to Air. He's stopped in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Austin Daisy, number 45, steps up, puts his helmet right between the numbers 3 and 2, and there's no gain there. A big defensive stand for the Calgary Colts as they take possible points off the board on the last couple possessions by the Huskies. Niedermeyer intercepts on the previous series, and now Austin Daisy steps up from his linebacker spot and stops Edmonton on 3rd and 1. So the Colt defense definitely doing their part this afternoon to keep Calgary in this football game. And the offense comes out, and they're going to keep it on the ground safe on 1st down as they hand it up the middle to Dylan Minchell. And he's going to pick up 2 or 3 yards on the play. Once again, Calgary defense outstanding goal line stand there late in this first half. And that's got to be frustrating from an Edmonton point of view, coming down twice and coming away with no points at all. Maybe second guessing not trying the field goal on that play. Ramsey gets the call, and the little scat back is out to the 15-yard line, and that's enough for a Calgary Colt 1st down. So Ramsey picks up about 9 on that carry, and Calgary gets a little bit of breathing room now as they're out to the 15, 1st and 10. Clock in the first half. Duncan Little, he's going to hand the ball off to the fullback, number 31, Jordan Gabriel Cannon. So mixing it up between Ramsey, Minchell, and Gabriel Cannon on the run game for Calgary, staying behind that big offensive line of the Colts. Second down and 7, Calgary. Little hands off to Ramsey. He spins, but he's brought down. Not much room there for Ramsey. Aaron Shabalo, 39, first man in on the scene. And he gets help on the play by Daniel Logale, number 4, and a couple other Husky defenders. 3rd down, Calgary. So Edmonton will get the football back here with about 25 seconds or so to play. And it should be enough for a couple plays for the Huskies, possibly get themselves into field goal range. As the Colts punting from their own 5-yard line. And it's a good kick out past midfield. Takes a good roll for the Colts. And right out of bounds on the Edmonton Husky 40. So an excellent kick there by Calgary. No return on the play as the ball is pushed out of bounds. So Fabian, the punter, doing his part there, kicking the Colts out of trouble and giving their defense some room to try to get off the field here before the second half ends without the Huskies doing any more damage. Lanhart back to throw on 1st down, throws the out pattern complete. And that is number 80, Stanton. Pushed into touch by Catelier, 27 of the Colts. Calgary in a prevent, happy to give up that short throw. It is a first down for the Huskies. From their own 51, they've got 20 seconds left to maneuver the football into scoring position. Lanhart back to throw on first down. Down the middle to Berzik, complete. He's into Colt territory at the 46. Dragged down there by Reese Sampson of the Calgary Colts, number 47 linebacker. Possibly 2 plays left here. Maybe 3. Ball's fumbled, picked up by Lanhart. He's going to scramble. He's going to tuck it in. He's got some room to run. He's down to the Colt 40, to the Colt 30, all the way down to the Colt 24-yard line. As Lanhart rolls out to the left, nobody was there. He got around the contain of Calgary, and he's got a big run. And time showing zeros, though, for the Huskies. So they're not going to get the field goal team out. I thought there might have been 1 second or 2 seconds on the clock, but there's not. Time expires. And so the Huskies unable to get the kick team out there at the end of the first half. At the end of 1, Calgary Colts 4, Edmonton Huskies 3. You're watching the Prairie Junior Football Conference.
17-6 for the Hilltops. Another semifinal.
And an update score from Saskatoon. Saskatoon Hilltops 17 and Regina Thunder 6. That's at halftime in the other semi. Once again, Hilltops 17, Thunder 6. And we are 4-3 Colts over the Huskies as we go to halftime. It was off, right? Here we go back to McMahon Stadium here. Second half action now. Lanhart for the Huskies fires it out in the flat, complete on a quick hitch pass there. Number 85 is Darian Grimalowski. Takes a little swing pass. Picks up 7 yards on the play. Once again, penalty flags are down on the play. Both teams really having quite an undisciplined first half as flags abounded in the first half, and here we are in the second half, first 2 plays, and we've got a penalty against Calgary and a penalty against Edmonton on successive plays, so really affecting the rhythm of this football game as the offense will do a good thing and then have a flag, and the defense will stop them and then have a flag, and we're back and forth here. Huskies on the ground, handed off to Jimmy Airy, number 32. No gain on the play as Calgary Colts Kendrick Nkama, number 29, steps up, makes a textbook tackle on Airy, who's having a good day on the ground for the Huskies. Not so much on that play. Second down and 20. Landhart back to throw deep down the middle. Incomplete! And Dylan Niedermeyer levels number 9, Bergerson. The ball was over his head. Niedermeyer delivered a blow, and he got flagged for that one. That's going to be unnecessary roughness as the ball was uncatchable. And Niedermeyer put his helmet right onto Bergerson. And he's gone off to the sidelines to get checked on that one. So a hard hit, but a little dangerous. Brad Lanhart at quarterback for Edmonton. Ball's on the ground. He picks it up. He's rolling out to his left. Tucks it in and runs it, as he did quite effectively in the first half. Out of bounds in front of the Calgary Colt bench. Jordan Kimbaba runs him into touch. That bench is all riled up for the Calgary Colts as they're getting a little bit excited. And another penalty flag way after the play. And they're going to need to get control of that bench because that looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Calgary Colts sideline. So Calgary coming out after halftime and maybe a little bit emotional here to start the second half. So they've taken a couple of penalties that have really hurt them. Edmonton doing nothing, but they have the ball first and 10 on the Calgary 55, or right at midfield. On the strength of a couple of penalties. Edmonton football, Lanhart fakes the handoff, runs a screen down the middle. Nice tackle there by Nkama. Nkama stepped up and takes the pins out of number 89, Connor McKell. A solid tackle by Nkama there as he went low on, actually it was 85, it was Darian Grimalowski. As the Huskies tried to run a little screen pass there, Nkama read it perfectly. Second down and 10. Lanhart in shotgun. He's going to throw once again. He fires the ball deep downfield. Too far as he looked down the sideline. He was trying to hit 80. That's Dylan Stanton. And once again, good coverage there by the Calgary Colt defense. As the Huskies tried to go for the home run throw there. And Noah Williams was stride for stride with the Husky receiver. Huskies now in punt formation. It's a high spiral kick fielded on the 20. Out to the 25, to the 30, to the 32-yard line is 17, Dallas Burke of the Calgary Colts. He's rammed into touch. Troy Hansen down on special teams for the Edmonton Huskies, number 20. And the Colt defense gets off the field after a couple of questionable penalties that were emotional. Let's see what the offense can do for the Calgary Colts. Coming out of halftime, Little still at quarterback for the Colts. Hands the ball to Xavier Ramsey on first down. Ramsey's elusive. Picks up 7 yards. Tackled number 39, Shabalo. Play there by Landhart to Cable. And the Huskies into Colt territory at the 54. First and 10. Landhart hands the ball off. No room there as 96 Pelly. Jamin Pelly puts the squeeze on Jimmy Airy, I believe, was the ball carrier. It is 32 Airy. Huskies in that no huddle. As soon as the play's over, they're all looking to the sideline to get the next call in. And they have that call. 2nd and 10. Low snap. Landhart picks it up. He's going to go deep. He's complete. Down to the Colt 34-yard line. Number 80, Dylan Stanton, turns and picks up a couple after the play as Luke Catelier and Niedermeyer were back in coverage there for the Colts, but it's a big pickup. 1st and 10, Huskies on the Colt 34. Landhart runs a shovel pass to Jimmy Airy. He's down to the 25. Wrapped up there by Ankama, 29 of the Calgary Colts. Again, a nice design there by the Huskies as they run the quick shovel pass. Picks up 9 yards on the play. And it might have gone for a lot more had Ankama not made that tackle. Landhart now in a little bit of trouble trying to run the screen. There's no room for that. Calgary snuffs that one out as they're lucky to complete the ball there. The screen pass is complete there to Cable, number 5. But he's smothered by the Colt defense. And once again, Calgary Colts bend. They don't break. 3rd down and 2. And in this tight game, the Huskies decide to take the points, or at least go for the field goal here. It's a 33-yard attempt. For the kicker, Luca Capelli, ball's down, kick is up, and it's wide. It's wide to the left, so Capelli misses that. But we do have a... It may have been roughing the kicker, and if that's the case, the Huskies will continue this drive. Luke Catelier was in the backfield there on the kick as Luca Capelli, the kicker, set up. I didn't see any contact, but apparently there was contact on the play. The field goal kicker was hit as he kicked the football. And that's a big penalty against the Colts as the Huskies will get the ball 1st down on the Colt 11-yard line. So a huge turn of events on this series for Edmonton. Landhart takes the snap, looks to the sideline for number 85, Grimolowski. It's overthrown. Once again, a penalty flag down. I don't have the stats on the penalties, but afternoon here at McMahon. This one is also going against Calgary. That, I believe, is their 5th penalty this half. Counting the roughing the kicker, second one on this series. 1st and 5 now for the Huskies. They're going to hand the ball to Jimmy Airy. He's down to the 5, looking for the corner. Doesn't quite get to the end zone. Catelier pushes him out of bounds on the 1.5, 2-yard line as Jimmy Airy slashes off the right side trying to find the end zone for the Huskies. And knocked out of bounds. But he picks up a first down. So the Huskies are going to have 3 cracks at it from the 1. Colts held them earlier in the game. We'll see if they can do it again. Under center this time, Landhart. He's going to throw it down the middle. Touchdown, Edmonton Huskies. Grimolowski, Darian Grimolowski, 85. They run a little play action to freeze the Calgary defense, and Grimolowski sneaks in behind the coverage at the back of the end zone, and Landhart hit him for the touchdown. So after that penalty-infused drive, Edmonton does capitalize after getting the ball down to the 1. Landhart to Grimolowski, a 1-yard pass for the touchdown. And the Huskies have the lead. Convert is good. Capelli puts that one through. So with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter, Edmonton Huskies 10 and Calgary Colts 4. I recorded the second half so I can watch it. So Edmonton Huskies will be kicking the football off after that touchdown by Dylan Grimolowski. First major of today's game for either team, and it comes in the third quarter. Here's the kick. There's a penalty flag. The Huskies were definitely offside on that kick. As they tried to squib it, Luca Capelli kicks it. Capelli turned just before he kicked the football, and it threw off the whole right side of that kick cover team, as they were offside on the kick. And the kick also rolls out of bounds, which is also a flag. So we'll probably be re-kicking this football, or the Colts will get excellent field position to start this drive. And the referee's going to figure this one out. So penalties playing a huge part in today's game, especially on that last drive as Calgary stops Edmonton for a field goal attempt, which was wide, but they get a flag on roughing the kicker of the field goal kicker, and that causes Edmonton to continue the drive and then punch it into the end zone. So what looked like a 4-4 game is now a 10-4 game. And unless both offenses pick it up here, that could be a huge touchdown for the Edmonton Huskies. So referees have sorted things out. Calgary will be scrimmaging 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line to start this series. Let's see what the Colts can do to answer the Huskies' touchdown. Duncan Little playing quarterback the whole afternoon. Shotgun, fires. It's intercepted by Edmonton. Right at midfield, it's number 24, Minto. He's still running to the sideline and dragged out of bounds on the Colt 42-yard line. Dylan Minchal chased him down. Gaetano Minto, number 24, the Edmonton Huskies. He just dropped back and looked like the ball was thrown right into his arms by Little. I don't think he saw Minto at all on the play. And Edmonton with a big defensive turnover there. Got some momentum on their side after the touchdown, and now the interception on the Colts' first offensive play of that series. 1st and 10, Huskies on the Colt 43. Lanhart brings the troops out, fakes the handoff, back to throw. He's going to go for the home run toss once again. Too far as he's looking down the sideline there. Good coverage by the Huskies. Go for the home run throw as they look down the sideline. Chris Edmond was the wideout on the play. Second down, Edmonton. Lanhart sets up the screen pass. It is complete to Berzik. And he has close to 10-yard pickup on the play. He's rocked down there by Ethan Mahoney. Also Chris Pete Schwartz there. Colt defense holds the Huskies there to 9 on that screen pass. So third down and 1. The ball is going to be on the 34-yard line of Calgary. So it's decision time once again for the Huskies. Whether to go for it, it'll be a 41-yard attempt if they go for the field goal, or if they're going to leave the offense on the field and try to pick up the first down. Couple of Huskies are shaken up on the play here. He is up now, looks to be number 63 of the Edmonton Huskies, Churchill. Theron Churchill, 63, one of the old linemen. Got rolled up. He looks to be okay as he walks off on his own steam. And the Huskies gathered around. I think there's another Edmonton player down on the play here. Or maybe an equipment issue. I'm not quite sure. But things are worked out now. And Edmonton is leaving that offense out there. In fact, they're in shotgun on 3rd and 1. Lanhart keeps it, puts his nose down. It's going to be close, as he buried his head and tried to pick up the first down. Colton Burr, number 3, along with Jamin Pelly. They closed the door real quick on Lanhart as he took the shotgun snap. It was all run as he rolled out to the right and then just buried his head into the left side of that Colts defense. But they stood him up, and it's going to be close, and we're going to measure this one again. We've had numerous measurements. It's short, and I think that was a good spot by the officials as well, as Calgary just closed the door there on 3rd down. So the defense definitely doing their part this afternoon. As Edmonton can't capitalize on that Gaetano Minto interception, they don't get any points out of it. And Calgary will take over the football. 1st and 10, Colts now on their own 33-yard line. Duncan Little at the helm. He's looking downfield, fires. It's intercepted again. Number 4 is Daniel Logale. That ball was just clearly underthrown by Little. An easy interception for Logale. He just stepped in front of the receiver, and it was in his hands. So confidence definitely an issue here for Duncan Little in the last 2 plays for the Colts have been interceptions. So once again, a tired Colt defense trudges back out onto the field. And they've been playing most of the downs here this afternoon, especially in the second half, as the Colts turn the ball over twice. First down, Jimmy Airy gets the call, number 32, tough sledding up the middle. Ethan Mahoney, defensive tackle, says, no, you're not running up my hole. He stuffs it. 2-yard pickup for the Huskies. Colts making some personnel changes. 2nd and 8. Edmonton on the Colt 50. They're going to try the sweep. Actually, Lanhart fakes it. He's going to try to run. Nowhere to go. Colton Burr comes up. That's going to be another stand for the Colt defense as they get tough, shut the Huskies down, 2 and out. And the Edmonton punt team comes out onto the field. So Calgary defense is a pattern here of them coming up big and making plays, except for that one penalty on the field goal attempt. I cannot criticize Calgary defense in any other way for their play thus far this afternoon, as they've been holding Edmonton at bay. The punt is fielded by Sandini. He's out. He turns the corner, runs out of room. As he fields the ball on the 20 and takes it out close to the 40-yard line before stepping out of bounds. But there is a penalty flag down on the return. And this one looks like it'll be coming back for an illegal block on Calgary.
No. How is he still in the game? Back-to-back picks.
Something must have happened.
So the penalty is on the return, illegal block against the Calgary Colts. 1st and 10 Calgary from their own 25. Duncan Little in still at quarterback. They're going to try the ground game once again. Dylan Minshall, 21, and another orange flag. It's raining nylon this whole second half. This time Edmonton's called on a face mask. So Minshall picked up 4 or 5 yards, but this is going to add 15 to the gain. 1st and 10 Colts on their own 37-yard line. They're trailing by 6 points. It's a 1-score ball game here in the 3rd quarter. Little shotgun hands it off to Minshall up the middle. He's out to the 45, to the 50, still on his feet. Good balance by Minshall as he's out over the midfield stripe into Husky territory. So the Calgary ground game showing some promise here. As they're into Husky territory for the first time in this 3rd quarter. Snap goes back to Little. He hands it to Minshall. Tries the right side once again. Shabalo, number 39. And he's assisted by Bryce Lee, 49, for that Husky defense. This time Minshall struggles to get about 2 to 3 yards, make it 2nd and 8. And Little back in shotgun, empties the backfield. He's going to run a hitch screen to Richard Sandini, complete. But the Huskies do step up, shut the door. Offense going for it here on 3rd down and 4. Little runs a little slant, and it's incomplete as he tried to hit 88, I do believe, of the receiver there was Bazinet, Cole Bazinet, which was the first pass intended for Bazinet. He got a shot on the play as the ball sailed over his head. And he's in obvious pain then as he's down on the play there. There was no flag as the ball was thrown high and he was exposed to the defender there, and he took a good shot into the chest area, shoulder area, and I think that's where they're looking at Bazinet. We'll talk a little bit about this Calgary Colt offense. Is today having their struggles. And a little questioning up here as to whether Bailey Wasdell should be in the game or not. Obviously, a coaching decision was made to start Duncan Little, who's done a great job in a backup role this season thus far for the Calgary Colts. But he was picked as the starter for today's game. And Wasdell's dressed and on the sideline, but has not taken any throws on the sideline or warmed up at all. So it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing him, despite the interceptions there by Duncan on the last two series for the Colts. So this offense has put up a lot of points this season, but only 4 thus far today. And they turned the ball over on downs there. On the 3rd and 4, they elected to go for it. And they fired that little hook pass or little slant pass to Bazinet, who is up and off to the sidelines under his own steam. Hopefully he was just winded on the play and it's not something more serious. As the Huskies offense comes back out. And Landhart is back to throw. He fakes the handoff, dumps it off to Jimmy Airy, number 32. Airy squirts out over center, and he is close to first down yardage for the Huskies. Tackled there by Austin Daisy, also number 37, Dalton Winkworth. Pops over from safety spot to get in on the play. So a defensive battle, only one major here thus far by the Huskies. A couple of field goals and a single rounds out the scoring by both teams. A flag-filled affair. Lots of third down gambles by both teams. And we're under a minute in the third quarter here. 10-4 Huskies lead. This is a semifinal. So one team season is ending here this afternoon at McMahon. And somebody is going on to the Prairie Junior Football Conference final next weekend. Another measurement there was short on the first down play. So it'll be second down and less than 1 for the Huskies. And they're staying in this shotgun formation. Landhart fires a quick out to the running back, Jimmy Airy. He has a pickup of 6. That'll move the chains. And the Huskies are on the move into Colt territory. First and 10 from the 48-yard line of the Calgary Colts. Edmonton Husky offense. He's going 6 receivers. Penalty flag down. Landhart looks down the seam. And that's way over the head of his intended receiver there, Grimolowski. Flag was down right at the snap of the football. And Edmonton jumped prematurely there on the play. Colts are going to decline that penalty, make it 2nd and 10, Edmonton. Landhart calling the signals once again, takes a shotgun snap. He's got time, looks down the middle. No receiver in the vicinity of that football. As Darian Grimolowski was the closest Husky, and he was about 10 yards from the football. Good coverage by the Colts secondary there. And once again, the Colts allow a first down and then stop the Huskies cold there. It's going to be third down as the third quarter comes to a close. We are back, ready to go with fourth quarter action here from McMahon Stadium. Prairie Junior Football Conference semifinal football. And it's Huskies 10 and the Calgary Colts 4 here as we start the fourth quarter. It's been a relatively a defensive battle if you're just tuning in, as both defenses playing well this afternoon. Only one major for the Huskies, and that coming in the third quarter. A lot of penalties this afternoon, penalties that have carried drives forward, and really a penalty contributing to the Huskies' touchdown, as they were in a field goal attempt situation, missed the field goal, and Calgary gets called for roughing the kicker, which gave Edmonton 3 more cracks at it, and they did score the major after trailing 4-3 at halftime. So the only scoring in that third quarter is the Husky touchdown. As we start the fourth, Huskies are in punt situation, and they will kick it, or will they? Punter rolls out to his right before stopping to kick it. Richard Sandini fields it on his own 2, looks to his right, cuts upfield to about the 7, where he's tackled there. Downfield quickly there for the Huskies is number 34, and that is Battenfelder.
Yes.
So Battenfelder pulls down Richard Sandini after a 7-yard gain, and the Calgary Colts will be deep in their own end to start this fourth quarter. Quarterback change. We talked about it very briefly there in the last break. Billy Wasdell, who's been the starter most of this year, is now in a quarterback. He runs the option on first play to Ramsey. Ramsey squirts out, gets free, and darts over the Calgary 20. So Ramsey picks up about 15 there. And it is a Calgary first down. So Bailey Wasdell now in a quarterback, replacing the starter today, which was Duncan Little for the Colts. Wasdell's been the number 1 guy for most of the season. And again, I'm not sure why he didn't start today, but coaching staff made that decision. Ramsey gets the call again. He's been relatively quiet far in this football game, but he gets the rock there on 1st and 10, and he's got a 7-yard gain. Strong tackle there on the play by Troy Hansen, number 20 of the Huskies there. So Colts come in with Wasdell, and his first 2 plays are handoffs or ground plays. Both go to Ramsey. And the Colts seeing a little bit of daylight out to their 30. This time they go up to Minchell. He's got some room. He's over center. He's down to the 40 and still rambling. Dylan Minchell tackled on the Husky 33-yard line. A big play, the biggest play of the game thus far for the Calgary Colts. Troy Hansen drags Minchell down, or he might have gone all the way. So Calgary offense sparked there on the ground game. Dylan Minchell tears it up on that play down the heart of the Husky defense. 1st and 10 Calgary. Wasdell gives it to Minchell once again. He's stopped initially by Brandon Stewart, number 1, and then stumbles forward for a couple more yards. But they're going to spot this one at the 29. It's a pickup of 5 for Minchell. Once again, the ground game's been the only bright light for that Calgary offense today with Ramsey and Minchell. Wasdell yet to throw a pass on this, his first series of the game. He's at shotgun. He's going to fake it. This time he's going to throw it. He's got a man open in the flat, complete. And a penalty down on the play as Sandini hauls in the pass. Sandini picks up 8 yards. It's enough for a Colt first down. And we'll see what the call is here on the play. So Wasdell's first pass is complete to Sandini. He rolls out, gets away from one Husky defender. He ducked under the pressure there and fired the ball to a wide open Richard Sandani, but it does come back. Penalties against Calgary here. So that play is wiped out. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Calgary Colts. Just into the 4th quarter here. Ball's on the 34-yard line of the Edmonton Huskies. Bailey Wasdell in a quarterback. He's back to throw. He's going to go deep for number 7. Almost intercepted. A good defensive play. Daniel Logale, number 4, jumped up and knocked the ball away from the intended receiver, Dylan Schrott, number 7. Looked like Schrott might have had a step on him. The ball looked fairly well thrown as well. But Logale just made a good defensive play there for the Huskies. He got up and knocked it down. Otherwise, that one had 6 points written all over it. But it is 3rd down for the Colts, and they're going to set up a 41-yard attempt. And we'll see if a fake is on or if the Colts are going to settle for the points here. 41-yarder, the kick looks good, and it's to the right. It's wide. Burzik's going to run it out. He does. Gets out over the goal line before being tackled there. A nice tackle by Logan Wall. Just gets a big hand on him and knocks him down. Burzik stumbles out to the 4-yard line, but in amateur football, a missed field goal that is run out of the end zone gets spotted at the 20 if it doesn't advance to the 20 on the return. So a smart play by Burzik to run it out and keep Calgary at their 4-point total, not able to add to it on that 41-yard field goal. Huskies offense content to keep the ball on the ground. It's Burzik once again. He bursts off the right side, picks up 12 yards. So a big hole there for Burzik. Colton Burr drags him down for the Colts. And it's Edmonton Husky first down. Landhard at quarterback. He's going to hand it off again, right up the gut. And it's Burzik again, number 22. So Jimmy Airy, along with Brent Burzik, have been a solid 1-2 combination for the Edmonton Huskies ground game this afternoon. And Colt linebackers are going to have to step up here to stymie this run game. Looks like they're going to throw the ball this time. And that's incomplete. that play didn't look good from the get-go as the snap was bobbled by Lanhart. Colts had some pressure coming off the edge, and the ball was fired incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. So both defenses scheming a little bit. That time Colts bringing some pressure. 2nd and 10 Huskies. Lanhart in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. Looking down the middle. He's got time. Throws. Diving catch. And it is complete. Cable. Number 5 Harrison Cable. He stretched out. Got his hands on that one and made a spectacular grab. He lands down on the Colt 41-yard line. Edmonton Huskies first down on the 41-yard line. Lanhart rolls out to his left. He's got some time. Stops. Sets up. Throws the ball deep into the end zone. And a penalty flag goes down at the point of the football. It's Chris Edmond, the wideout. It looked like Edmond had slowed down a little bit. I think if he kept running, that ball was right on the money. He slows down, got one hand up. And that orange flag is down.
Yes.
Oh, this one's going against Edmond, number 87, or at least against the Husky offense, as they're called for offensive pass interference. So I didn't see the culprit on that play, whether it was Edmond or if it was away from the football.
First and 25.
But that would have been a huge call had it gone against the Calgary Colts. But it's offensive pass interference. And that'll push the football back into Husky territory at the 54-yard line. So Calgary Colts get a little bit of a break there. And it's 1st and 25 for Lanhart's Edmonton Huskies. The quarterback looking to dump it off. He does, and it's incomplete. That's a forward pass. Some of the Colts chased it down like they thought it was a fumble. But Lanhart was rolling out, looking to dump it off to Connor Bergerson, number 9. And they just failed to hook up on that play. And the ball just rolled harmlessly incomplete. So it is now 2nd down, 25 to go for the Huskies. Ball on their own 54-yard line. Lanhart, he's going to go deep down the seam, almost intercepted. Number 3, Colton Burr, steps in front of the intended receiver, which was Darian Grimolowski. And Burr got 2 hands on it, but just couldn't haul it in. He might have had some room as he crossed in front of the receiver. Had he picked that one off, he might have gone a ways. Mr. Burr. Once again, Colt defense holds. And the Huskies are in punt formation. Back at their own 40 to kick this one away. It's a good high kick, and that one's fielded by Jesse Kuntz, number 19. Down quickly for the Edmonton Huskies is Aaron Abrahamson, number 17, as well as Dagbarani Wande, number 19. Edmonton Huskies 10, Calgary Colts 4. 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Colts need a touchdown to get back into this football game. They're going to keep it on the ground with Dylan Minchell busting off right tackle. Huskies look to be ready for that. Craig Dory, number 48, tackles Minchell after a 2-yard pickup. Bailey was down, number 4, in this 4th quarter for the Colts. He takes the shotgun snap, looking for the seam route down the middle. tries to get the ball to Dylan Schrott. Broken up on the play by the Husky defense. Colts unable to find a chink in the armor of the Husky defense there, trying to hit that seam route once again. It's been well covered the last couple times Calgary's tried that play. Edmonton has risen to the task, and the coverage has been sound. So it is 2 and out. Busy day for our punters. This one's going to roll down to the Husky 30 before being fielded there. Troy Hansen picks it up. And he doesn't have much room there as it's well covered by the Calgary Colts. Curtis Argeo, number 85, one of the first Colt return specialists or punt cover specialists down to make the tackle. So Calgary Colts defense back out on the field. They need the football back for their offense as we get under 7 minutes left in the football game. Huskies content to keep the ball on the ground to Jimmy Airy, number 32, picks up 3. Second and 8. Make it 2nd and 7 for Landhart. Again, shotgun, rolls out, shovel pass. It's complete to Airy. He's got lots of room right up the middle. Penalty flag down. Airy's still going. He's down to the Colt 40. He's being chased finally out of bounds on the Colt 20-yard line. Jordy Kimbamba runs him into touch. But there's a penalty way back here on the Husky 50-yard line on the shovel pass. Jimmy Airy had a ton of room up the middle, but I believe it was a block from behind, or an illegal block against the Huskies. It's going to bring this one back, and it is, as both units are marching backwards here as the referees try to settle this one out. It's exactly what it is, a block from behind. So Colts get a break there, as that ball would have been on the Calgary Colt 20. And instead we are looking at the football being scrimmaged from the Edmonton 33-yard line. So Colts defense dodges a bullet there. First and 10, Edmonton. Lanhart looking to throw on first down, complete. Connor Bergeson with the football, but it squirts loose. Calgary recovers the football, but I believe it was blown dead or called down as Bergeson stretched out, and well, they're going to call it incomplete, actually. I thought the ball was caught and fumbled, but it is ruled incomplete, as Bergeson made a nice attempt for the football, but failed to control it. So it's 2nd and 10, Edmonton. Landhart has got a man open. It's complete to number 87 route. Oh, he's out to the 42, so he's going to be 2 yards short of the first down marker. So once again, Calgary, they get a penalty break on that shovel pass, and then they stop Edmonton on 2 plays. So we're back into the punt game here. Luca Capelli, the Edmonton kicker, straight up the middle. Not his best kick. It is fielded on the 40 by the Colts. And a mob of Edmonton Huskies brings Dallas Burke down on the Colt 44-yard line. So time definitely a factor now in this football game as we get inside 5 minutes. Huskies 10, Colts 4, 4:56 to play. This is a big series for Calgary as they've got the ball in good field position to start this drive on their own 44. And they need to manufacture some points here if they want to prolong their season. First down play goes to Ramsey. Xavier Ramsey, number 1, he's got nowhere to go. Jason Brown, 41 of the Huskies, puts his helmet right on Xavier Ramsey's number 1 and drives him back into the turf. The gain is 1 yard on the play for Calgary, 2nd and 9. Wasdell likely in a throwing situation, back in shotgun here. Looks over the middle, has got nobody there, gets some heat. A nice catch by Schrott. Dylan Schrott stretched out the left hand, pulls in the football. He only picked up about 4 yards. But Schrott was running a little cross route, and Wasdell laid it out in front of him. Schrott makes a nice catch, but he's tackled immediately. Craig Dorey was in on coverage. Third down, Calgary looking at 6 yards or so for a first down with 3:51 left to play. Still lots of time to get the football back. And once again, I think they're going to punt it away, calling their defense to hopefully hold the Edmonton Huskies and get the football back once again. Fabian's kick is all the way down to the 25-yard line, fielded there by the Huskies. Brent Berzik, 22 there, runs out of bounds on the 27-yard line of the Edmonton Huskies. Penalty flag there. No yards against the Colts. So here we go. Edmonton Huskies 10, Calgary Colts 4, 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the football game. Husky football, 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Landhart fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's content to run himself. Colton Burr tackles him after a pickup of 6. As we head to the 3-minute warning here, Edmonton happy to keep the football on the ground, keep the clock running as they cling to that 6-point lead here. They run a quick swing pass. Bergerson, number 9, takes the Landhart pass. And he picks up about 6 yards there, but it is a first down. So nice job by Edmonton of mixing up the run and the pass, the short pass there, and keeping Calgary guessing as to what they're going to do. 1st and 10. referees gather there for a quick little huddle as we get inside 3 minutes here. 1st and 10, Edmonton. Brad Lanhart's gone the whole game at quarterback for the Huskies. He hands the ball to Jimmy Airy, trying the left side. Nothing there. Jamin Pelly stops him. Picks up 1, maybe 2 yards. Second and 8, but that clock keeps ticking down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. Calgary needing to get off the field here and see if their defense can hold them. Lanhart's back to throw. He's going to tuck it, keep it, runs, gets out to center. Tackled by Austin Daisy, number 45. It's short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a long one, perhaps 2 yards for Edmonton. And the ball's right nudging the midfield line as Edmonton does send out the punt unit. 1:56 left, so the Colts will get the football back in what could be their last drive of the game, or potentially the last drive of the game. Shaken up Calgary player here. It is Austin Daisy, the man in on the last tackle. Daisy having a good rookie season in the Prairie Junior Football Conference. And he's up, walks off the field. And I'm sure that he's going to be okay. Timeout. Calgary calling the timeout. As we said, 1:56 left. Calgary 1 score back here, 10-4 Huskies. In this semifinal game, winner goes on to play either the Saskatoon Hilltops or the Regina Thunder. The last score we had, the Hilltops were winning that football game. So Calgary defense playing an exceptionally strong game this afternoon, but they've had their offensive troubles from the get-go. Showed signs of running the football with some degree of success, but when they got away from the run game, they had a couple of costly interceptions there in the third quarter, and haven't been able to put any points on the board except for a field goal and a single in the first half. So very uncharacteristic of this Calgary team, as they put up big numbers this year on offense during the regular season, but not so much today. And I don't know if that's a credit to the Husky defense or to the lack of quality play. It's a fake punt on 3rd down, and it's blown dead. Edmonton tries the direct snap. Brandon Stewart caught it. Oh, it's a time count violation. I'm not sure how you can get a time count after a timeout, but apparently they did. Or it's called a timeout. It's not a penalty, but a timeout charged against the Huskies. So that was a little bit of a weird circumstance there. So 3rd down Huskies. There was a shaken up Colt on the play, so a bit of a delay before the ball was snapped. And then the first indication was a time count, and then the referee cleared it up and said that it was a timeout. So again, not sure why you'd call a timeout and a fake punt simultaneously, but that's what happened. Pretty gutsy call to call the fake punt on 3rd down there with a 6-point lead and under 2 minutes. If you get stopped, you're giving up a lot of ground, whereas if you kick it away and your defense has been playing pretty good, So I'm sure the Huskies will kick it this time. Maybe they were hoping that Calgary would jump and they'd pick up the offside on the last play. Capelli tries to angle it. It's not a very good kick, and it's blown dead as it didn't travel. It didn't travel very far from the line of scrimmage, under 20 yards. So they blow it dead and spot it on the 31. So that's where Calgary will take over the football here. It's kind of gut check time for the Calgary Colts, as no one's going to remember their 7-2 season if they go down today. It's 10-4, 150 left, and Colts need to drive the field here and come away with some points on this possession. But anything can happen in this game of football. Here we go. Wasdell takes the handoff. He's looking to throw. He's got time. He does fire the ball complete out to the 45-yard line. It's number 19, Jesse Kuntz. Runs a little curl pattern. Catches the ball. Turns it into a first down for Calgary. And that was a nice looking offensive play to kick off this series. Wasdell back in shotgun once again. This time it's intercepted by the Edmonton Huskies as Wasdell tries to stick it in between two receivers. Troy Hansen, number 20, picks it off, but there's a penalty flag down as Wasdell hit the turf after the throw. And it looks like it's going to be roughing the passer, which it is. So that's a big break for Calgary there as Wasdell got hit as he released the football. Ball was picked off by Edmonton, but that will negate the interception and instead turn it into a gain for Calgary. So Colts are still in this one. They're going to be 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line of the Edmonton Huskies. With a minute 32, Wasdell takes the snap, looks for the hitch pass, trying to find Dallas Burke, 17. And he's rocked on the play, and another penalty flag goes down.
Look up before you throw the ball, man.
Burke was they're trying to run a hitch screen with Burke. He came back to the football, got hit. I think the hit was high, and so that's the call there, rough play against the Huskies. It was helmet to helmet or it was just a high hit. But nevertheless, it is a penalty against Edmonton, so that's 2 penalties in a row for rough play. So just as Edmonton scored their last major and the only major on a series of penalty calls that advanced the drive, Calgary's doing the same thing here on the strength of 2 penalties. They're 1st and 10 on the 35 of the Edmonton Huskies. 1:28 left to play. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Dylan Monchel's down to the 30. He's got a first down and more. Down to the 25-yard line of the Edmonton Huskies. Dylan Monchel off right tackle for the first down for Calgary. Brandon Mellon, number 15, knocks Monchel out of bounds. And that was a nice play call on first down, keeping Edmonton off balance there as they go back to the ground game, which they had success with. This time Wasdell goes for the corner route, and it is a touchdown. Dylan Schrott, number 7. It's a touchdown. He got a foot down in the corner of the field. He ran a deep out, and it is a Colt touchdown. Nice pass by Wasdell. It was on the money. The coverage was spot on as Edmonton had Schrott blanketed. But the ball was exactly where it needed to be, and Schrott got 1 foot down as this was on the far corner of the field. Their referee jolly on the spot to make the call, but Edmonton protesting a little bit. We got a tie game pending this convert, and it's up, and it is through there. Penalty goes down. A penalty flag goes down after the convert is through. But we're going to wait and see if they have to kick this one over again. It could be a factor here in this football game, as we've seen a number of flags change the course of the game here. Now, because it's a dead ball foul, the convert was up and good, which gives Calgary the 1-point lead. Dead ball foul, which will be assessed on the kickoff. So it is Colts 11, Huskies 10. And you hate to say it, but the only thing is Calgary might have scored too fast, as they're going to count on their defense here with them 1:13 left in the game to keep the Huskies out of field goal range, or even in range to kick a single to possibly tie this game. So this one's going to come down right to the wire, as we thought it might, with two very evenly matched teams, 2 and 3, in this semifinal. So that penalty does affect the kickoff. It's going to go way back to the 30. So instead of kicking from your 45, Calgary's kicking from their 30. And the Huskies should get the ball in reasonable field position. Burzik, 22, fielding the punt, or the kickoff. He's out to the 35, and he's wrapped up there. Colton Burr, number 3, and Singin Sperling, number 40, down on that special team, coverage team for Calgary. And it's going to come down to this series for the Edmonton Huskies and the Calgary Colts defense, as we got a 1-point ball game. I think the referee was talking to the Calgary Colt mascot, I do believe, as they had the drum going in behind the Edmonton bench there. And I think the referee had something to say about that as they they chase him back up into the stands, trying to get the fans going there, enjoying this semifinal game here in Calgary. And no harm done there, as here we go. Edmonton Huskies 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. Landhart back to throw on first down. Jamin Pelly's in there, but he gets it away to Burzik. He dumped it off. Calgary got good pressure, but Landhart does dump it off to Burzik, number 22. He got thumped on the play. Ethan Mahoney and a number of Calgary Colts put the squeeze on Burzik, number 22. He's shaken up on the play. So Landhart was back to throw, got some pressure, dumps it off to Brant Burzik, who's had a great game today. Burzik's been returning kicks. He's been running out of the backfield, catching passes. Kind of a triple threat player. And him and Jimmy Airy have had a nice afternoon for the Huskies today, but not so much on that play, as he was crushed by a couple of Calgary Colts there as he made the reception. Hung on to the football, picked up a couple of yards, but he's down on the play here. 1 minute and 2 seconds left in this semifinal tilt. Colts clinging to a 1-point lead. And this is for the right to advance to the Prairie Junior Football Conference Finals, which will be next weekend. Brant Burzik up to his feet. Good to see. Probably just got winded on that play as he took a blow. And hopefully he's okay. Having again a standout afternoon for the Edmonton Huskies. And Colts now getting a little jacked up on defense. This is a big play. 2nd down and 8 for the Huskies. They're probably in 3-down territory, I would imagine, with a minute left, that they're not entertaining the idea of kicking the football on 3rd down. But we'll see what they can do on 2nd. Landhart down to pass. Looks down the middle. He's trying to find 85, Grimolowski, well covered there by Niedermeyer, number 6. Coverage was excellent there. There was no room to squeeze that ball in. And Calgary shuts the door. This could be the football game. Here we go. 3rd down and 8. Landhart back to throw. He's got a man open. Complete. Bergerson, number 9, runs a slant pattern and catches the football. Tackled immediately, but he has the first down yardage. So Edmonton stays alive on that play. Landhart to Bergerson. It's a first down. Ball on the Husky 47. Calgary's got some pressure on Landhart. They run the screen pass to Airy. He's thumped, but he's still on his feet. He bounces off, and he squirms away trying to get yardage. Chris Pete Schwartz, Jamin Pelly, and a host of Calgary Colts swarm Airy after the catch. He bounced off the first hit, Jimmy Airy did, and tried to get some yak yards, but it's 2nd and 12. Landhart quickly takes the snap. Down the middle he throws. And incomplete. Penalty down. Pass interference is going to be called against the Colts there. Number 6 is Dylan. And they kind of got their hands wrapped around each other a little bit. A little bit of hand fighting, but enough that it was called by the official. And again, penalties playing a big role here. This one of the 10-yard variety only, so the ball is spotted on the Colt 51, well out of field goal range, but it's first down. Landhart back to throw. He's got a man open in the flat, complete, and he's knocked into touch on the far side at the Husky bench. It's Jimmy Airy, the tailback. He just swung out of the backfield, and Landhart hits him for an 8-yard gain. 26 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 2, Edmonton Huskies on the Colt 43-yard line. Landhart shovel pass to Airy. That was dangerous, but Airy does catch it. And he puts his head down. He's down to the 35-yard line of the Calgary Colts. Ethan Mahoney in on the stop for Calgary, along with number 39, Mike Bright. First down, Huskies. Landhart back to throw once again. He's going for the home run toss. Fires it to 87. Incomplete. Chris Edmond, the intended receiver, down on the 10-yard line. And that was a little bit of a dangerous pass there by Landhart. 9 seconds on the clock. Perhaps a chance for one quick play and then the field goal team to come out. Edmonton, here they go. Landhart does fire it out. Oh, almost intercepted. That would have been the end of the football game. That would have been a pick 6 for Calgary. But the ball was thrown hot to the sideline on the quick out. And it does roll out of bounds, incomplete, uses up 3 seconds on the clock. So it comes down to a field goal try here for the Edmonton Huskies. Luca Capelli, number 25. A little bit of pressure on this young man's shoulders. 43-yard attempt for the ball game. 6 seconds for the Huskies. And there is the timeout as the Colts blow this one dead and let Capelli think about it for a little while, as you might expect. So the Husky offense does what they had to do, which was move it into field goal range. And Landhart did a good job of that, driving his team down to the Colt 35-yard line. Now, a couple ways to look at this one. Obviously, if they make the field goal, they win the game. I don't know if they were thinking about maybe punting it in for a single and going for the tie, but Edmonton has gambled all afternoon on 3rd down, and a couple times in the first half when they could have taken the field goal and they went for the touchdown. So it comes down to this 43-yard kick. Colts send 2 back. I'm surprised they're not rushing 11, but They're only going to bring 10. And this is the semifinal playoff here on the line. Luca Capelli, 43-yard attempt. The snap is good. The kick is up. It looks good. It is wide. Is Calgary going to run it out? They are. They get it out. They get it out across the goal line. That could be the game. It is. Zeros on the clock. Calgary runs the football out, and they live to fight another day as Capelli's kick, it looked to have the legs, but it was a little bit wide to the left. And Calgary runs the football out, gets it out of the goal line, and then they go down as zeros roll up on the clock. And Calgary hangs on to this one, a nail biter. 11-10 the final. Calgary 11, Edmonton 10 in Prairie Junior Football Conference semifinal. A defensive battle all the way today. And Edmonton Huskies just devastated there as they had a chance to win it on the last play of the game and just couldn't get the kick through. But a great effort today by the Huskies, as at times they looked like the better football team, that's for sure. But the Colts do enough and rely on the strength of their defense there to get the win. And in this game of football, it's not always pretty, but the Colts do it. So the final score from Calgary: Calgary Colts 11, Edmonton Huskies 10. And the Colts advance to the Prairie Junior Football Conference final, which will be next weekend in Saskatoon if the Hilltops have won. So once again, from McMahon Stadium, Calgary Colts 11, Edmonton Huskies 10. You've been watching the Prairie Football Junior Football Conference.
They didn't deserve it today. Eh? Was it frozen at the end?